A very good afternoon once again, everyone. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for joining us uh, this Wednesday afternoon at 3 o'clock. Uh, we are today doing the part two of our Discover USA Knowledge series, focusing on US gateway cities and self drive holidays. Before we begin this presentation and before I introduce you to our lineup of speakers and presenters today, I'd like all of you to just pay a little attention towards some basic housekeeping notes for the best experiences in this session. Please note that all the attendees are on mute mode and the webcam is turned off by default. If by any technical glitch your webcam is turned on, please turn off the same immediately and log out of your system and simply restart your browser. For those of you who are attending this webinar using their mobile phones, please use the same in landscape mode. It always makes for a better viewing experience. If you experience any issues like mixing of audio or a lag, please check your internet connection and simply refresh the browser. Most problems that you may face with while this webinar is on gets resolved by simply refreshing your page or your browser. If the issue persists, try logging out of the system and restarting your browser. If you are experiencing low internet speed when any video is played, you might get a pop-up saying click for audio. Simply click on that and everything will go back to normal. In case you have any queries during this presentation, please type your queries in the Q&A tab, which has opened on the top right-hand corner of the screen and inside the webinar's control panel. This control panel can be minimized or maximized as per your convenience. We will try to answer as many of the questions possible in real time in your Q&A tab while this webinar is on, and also during the Q&A session which we have reserved especially after this webinar. In case we do not end up answering any of your questions and the presentation is over, be sure that the Band USA or the TravelBiz team will be in touch with you all to answer your questions personally. Now, without any further ado, I'd like to hand over to Bhavika Zariwala, who is the Account Director India for Brand USA, who will now introduce you to the other speakers as well. Bhavika, it's over to you.
Thank you, Sheldon. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Brand USA's second webinar of the Discover USA Knowledge series, which has been specifically created to highlight the latest on-ground updates along with what's new in our destinations. In today's webinar, we will be focusing on our US gateway cities as well as self-drive holidays, featuring Los Angeles, which is one of the major gateway cities located in California on the West Coast. We have Seema Kadam joining us from LA Tourism. She's joining us from Mumbai. There she's waving out to you all. We also have 3 unique self-drive destinations today for your repeat clients who would love to explore the USA beyond the traditional East Coast and West Coast itineraries. We have Jessica Michelle Remington from the Arizona Office of Tourism, who will cover self-drive road trips across the beautiful state of Arizona on the west. We also have Maria Manzella from the New Orleans and Company, who will share the latest on-ground updates on the vibrant city of New Orleans, which is in the southeast region of the United States. We will close today's webinar with a road trip in the picturesque countryside of Philadelphia on the East Coast, which is represented by Rishikesh Kulkarni, who joins us from Mumbai. A big thank you to all the attendees as well as the presenters for joining us today. As you may already know, the USA is open to fully vaccinated travelers from India since the 8th of November 2021. Coming to the travel protocols for the US, we have one of the easiest travel protocols for fully vaccinated travelers. Indian travelers are considered to be fully vaccinated 2 weeks or 14 days after the second dose of the Covishield or Covaxin. Both of these vaccines have been approved for travel to the USA. Proof of vaccination is required for 18 plus year travelers. Children under the age of 18 are exempt from the vaccination requirement. And at this time, there is no requirement for a booster dose. Additionally, a rapid antigen or an RT-PCR COVID-19 test must be taken 1 day prior to the departure date, and travelers are required to carry a negative COVID-19 test result or a documentation of recovery in case they are tested positive within 90 days of their travel to the United States by air. Also, airlines may require passengers to fill out a contact tracing form prior to travel. So please be sure to check this with the airline. And these forms are available on the official airline websites. Also, as an update, as of April 18th, the CDC's order requiring masks on public transportation, conveyances, and at transportation hubs within the United States is no longer in effect. What does this mean? This means that masks are optional for domestic transportation within the US. However, please note that the CDC recommends that people wear masks indoors as well as at public transportation places. An important note here is that international travelers will have to continue to comply with the mask mandates of their origin country as well as the airline they fly on. So this is a new update that we are sharing on today's webinars, which many of you have been asking us for. So the India mission has announced that starting September 2022, first-time B1, B2 applicant interviews will resume, and the appointments for the same will be available in the next few weeks. So we suggest that you begin collecting client information for the DS 160 forms so that you are able to pay the fees and secure appointments as soon as they're available. This can be checked on the US Travel Docs website. A quick recap of our travel trade website, which has all the information you need to promote the US as a leisure travel destination. Our website features the latest travel guidelines for the USA as released by CDC, along with ready-to-use day-wise itineraries called Insider Guides. We also have free HD images and videos which can be easily used on your company website or social channels for destination promotion. We also have a list of DMCs available along with the trip planner, which is a real-time, day-wise and time-wise itinerary curating software. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram. Our handle is Visit the USA. Feel free to reshare the travel ideas and content from Brand USA's Instagram page to inspire your followers. Here's a fit-to-scale map of the USA highlighting the US regions that we are covering in today's webinar. Many of you already have a list of things to do in these regions, which is why our presenters today will focus on new attractions, new hotels, as well as new itinerary ideas that you can include for your clients. We will be moving from the West Coast. As you see, it's marked to the left of your screen at California. We'll begin with LA, move on to Arizona, then to New Orleans in the south, and end in the East Coast with the countryside of Philadelphia, which is also the flow of today's webinar. Now you can sit back and enjoy listening to our updates. As Sheldon mentioned, all the website links and the recorded presentation will be sent to all registered attendees post the webinar. We will now virtually transport ourselves on a flight from India to Los Angeles in California on the West Coast. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Sheldon to introduce our first speaker.
Thanks so much, Bhavika. Thank you for setting the tone for this presentation and the pre-brief on the USA. Our next presenter now is Ms. Seema Kadam, who is the Regional Director for Los Angeles Tourism. Los Angeles is a dynamic, ever-evolving destination where everyone is welcome. Home to more than 30 culturally rich neighborhoods, 75 miles of shoreline, more museums than any other US city, and an innovative culinary scene led by influential tastemakers, Los Angeles offers limitless possibilities. With this, it's over to you, Seema.
Thank you, Sheldon, for the wonderful introduction. And thank you, Bhavika, for virtually transporting our attendees to Los Angeles. Really appreciate this opportunity to share what's new and all that's happening in Los Angeles. Thank you, everyone, for joining in and your support in selling Los Angeles to your clients. So there was a very positive update that Bhavika gave on the visas. So we are hoping that gradually things just improve from here on with regards to the visas. I hope this webinar provides you with some great takeaways. So let's jump in. Let's start with the regions. So we have the beach cities, which is home to 75 miles of stunning Pacific coastline stretching all the way from Malibu to San Pedro, The west side is synonymous with movie stars, swimming pools, sports cars, and also home to some world famous cultural institutions, elegant hotels, and shopping. Downtown LA has undergone a complete revitalization in the past few years with new restaurants, hotels, and museums springing up. It's for sports fan, it's a great place to stay. With the crypto.com arena, which was formerly known as Staples Center. So, yes, sometimes you need to keep in mind that the Staples Center now has a new name, which is crypto.com. Hollywood is having its moment with media and tech companies moving back into the area, so including Netflix, Viacom with their West Coast headquarters in Hollywood. The valley has an amazing outdoor space and it's close to the major attractions such as Universal Studios Hollywood and the Warner Brothers Studio Tour. Mid city, you will find the Grove, the Farmers Market, and the newly opened Academy Museum of Motion Pictures. One of LA's most culturally rich and diverse regions, that's South Los Angeles, includes major attractions like the Bank of California Stadium, the CA Science Center, and California African American Museum, to name a few. Moving to the next side with regards to the LA experiences, with amazing weather year round, there are plenty of ways to explore and experience the city. So, Los Angeles is a great hiking city. You could be in downtown LA, and then an hour away, you can find solitude and nature with amazing hikes that get you close to the Hollywood sign and give you breathtaking views of the Pacific. When it comes to culinary, LA has one of the most dynamic dining scenes in the country. So, from street food to Michelin starred restaurants, Indian and vegetarian fare, we have it all. And if you are in need of some retail therapy, you can find your fix in LA from major outdoor shopping centers, outlet malls, shopping in local stores, boutiques to luxury goods. So, we have all kinds of shopping available. The city of Los Angeles has been having a development boom, which continues into 2022 as well, with more hotel openings on the horizon. So, new places to stay have sprouted up across the region. So, sharing a few highlights in hotel development that opened last year. Two hotels opened last summer in Hollywood. That's the Thompson Hollywood and the Godfrey. Now, the Godfrey has one of the largest rooftops in Los Angeles. Thompson features a 190 mid-century inspired guest rooms with rooftop lounge. Both hotels have amazing views of the Hollywood sign and hills. The Citizen M Hotel is located in downtown, has 315 rooms, and walking distance to Walt Disney Concert Hall and the Grand Central Market, which is like an amazing food hall. The downtown LA proper, another downtown property, opened last October, offers 148 guest rooms, two restaurants, two signature suites, a rooftop with restaurant, bar, and outdoor pool. Uh, the historic Century Plaza Hotel has been completely reimagined and reflagged as a Fairmont and opened last September. So it has 400 rooms, each room with its own private balcony, and includes a massive 14,000 square foot spa, as well as four food and beverage outlets. And rounding off with Tommy Hollywood, which is the world's first Tommy hotel, opened December last year. 212 room lifestyle focused hotel is poised between luxury and minimalism. So it just goes to show the kind of inventory that we have in LA to welcome your leisure, MICE, corporate, business travelers, all of them welcome in LA. Some of the hotels which are opening later this year is the Conrad Los Angeles, which is Hilton's luxury brand. It will be making its California debut with the opening of the Conrad Los Angeles in June. It's a 305 room hotel and is located across the street from Walt Disney Concert Hall. Just to let you know the features, it's got a 16,000 square foot rooftop terrace, a pool deck, also includes a 176,000 square feet of retail and restaurant space and private residences. So it's going to be huge. The AC Moxie Hotel is just located across from the LA Convention Center and crypto.com arena. Consists of dual branded 380 room Moxie Hotel and a 347 room AC hotel. The hotel will feature 6,000 square foot landscape pool deck. And the Whiskey Hotel is a 132 room boutique hotel which is located in the heart of Hollywood, between Hollywood Boulevard and Wilcox Avenue. Now, the project will have a whiskey themed lobby bar and restaurant and a rooftop lounge and bar. Construction has already commenced in 2020 and is expected to be completed later this year. We have quite a few new attractions that are coming soon. So, Los Angeles has always been a very dynamic city, constantly evolving to offer the most cutting edge experiences. So, sharing some of these developments, the SoFi Stadium tours were launched last May. So, this is an immersive behind the scene experience that takes guests on a journey through the creation of SoFi Stadium. So, attendees will be able to experience what it feels to be a player on game day, maybe tunnel run onto field, explore the team's locker rooms. So, you could be a player, you could imagine yourself in those shoes. We even have the Universal Studios Hollywood. The new attraction at Universal Studios is The Secret Life of Pets Off the Leash. It opened last year and is super cute. It's based on the animated film. The Warner Brothers Studio Tour reopened their doors last June, so they took advantage of the closure to make some enhancements and modifications to the experience, so including a brand new welcome center and an expanded new studio store. So if you want to revisit, you will be able to see these new enhancements. The Academy Museum of Motion Pictures opened on September 30th last year. This is an absolutely stunning building, a first of its kind, with movie making and movies, trivia all around. So there's a giant sphere, which you can see in this photo, that houses a 1,000-seat theater, a rooftop terrace that has views of the Hollywood Hills. Inside, there'll be dynamic galleries and multi-screen exhibition, scripts, props, other artifacts on display. So it's a must visit for anyone. The Muhammad Ali Experience is an extraordinarily immersive exhibition inspired by Muhammad Ali's journey as an athlete and humanitarian. It'll be opening late 22 in LA, and it'll have this virtual reality technology. So guests will be able to talk to him, punch him, take a punch from him in one of these boxing rings. The Lucas Museum of Narrative Art is on track to premiere in 2023. So works on display will come from his personal collection of art, which consists of 10,000 paintings, illustration with Hollywood memorabilia from the Star Wars. And for outdoor lovers and adventure enthusiasts, we have two new fun glamping experiences in LA. So the Spa Summer Utopia, it's a family-owned resort company, opened a new West Coast location called Paradise Spring, which is around 90 minutes from LA. And it's got this in 1920s. It was one of the popular destinations for Hollywood celebrities like Charlie Chaplin, Mary Pickford, John Wayne, all of them used to visit. So if you're looking at some offbeat excursion, I think you should definitely try this. And for a more elevated experience, we have the Obic Air, which launched a new private helicopter hideaway this year for a day trip or overnight stay. Now, the hideaway is only accessible by helicopter, so you will have this luxury setting all to yourself. Bond in Motion at the Peterson Automotive Museum opens September 25th, the first official exhibition in the United States that offers visitors a rare, up-close experience of the most iconic vehicles associated with the world's most famous secret agent. I'm sure we've all admired the James Bond cars and his gadgetry, so I think it will definitely be worth a watch at the Peterson Automotive Museum. The Getty is celebrating the 25th anniversary at the Getty Center beginning in May with a concert series. And besides that, the PS LAX, it's a private luxury terminal serving commercial flights at LAX, which has unveiled a new experience guaranteed to spark the interest of any premium traveler. So the salon has all the benefits of PS in a shared social setting. expedited screening and shuttle service to and from the aircraft. So if you have some VIPs or celebrities, your clients, I think you can definitely suggest the PS Lags. And with the Super Bowl, the big game that took place in Feb, Los Angeles is set for an historic decade of mega sporting events. So this July, LA will host the 2022 MLB All-Star Game. Then in 2023, the Golf US Open. Then we are the official candidate host city for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. In 2028, the World Olympics and the Paralympic Games also happen in LA. So we have a packed event calendar. Moving on, with regards to LAX, LAX is undergoing a $14 billion modernization program. I've been talking about this during all my webinars, but it's definitely going to be worth a watch at LAX. And we'll continue to implement a whole bunch of different technologies, innovations, and protocols for passengers to experience a touchless and seamless journey through the airport. And especially post-COVID, I think we all are kind of mindful of all these things. So I think it definitely fits right in place. You could online order for pickup food options. It's the first airport also to have 100% touchscreen at TSA checkpoints and international arrivals. Biometric boarding gates, cutting the boarding time almost by a third. What I'm most thrilled about, sorry, I skipped that, is the LAX automated people mover coming in 2023. Now that will make it easier, faster, and more efficient for passengers to easily transfer between terminals, quickly access your rental car, or connect to the metro, light rail. It's a 2.2-mile train track elevated off the ground that will take you from terminal to metro in 10 minutes from end to end. So trains arrive every 3 to 5 minutes and 24 hours a day. So it's going to make it super convenient for you to get into LAX and out of LAX. Here's a map just for your reference. There are 3 stops inside LAX and 3 stops outside. When it comes to health and safety, Bhavika already mentioned the international travel protocols for arrivals into US. In Los Angeles, as well as the whole of California, the health and safety of our residents and visitors has always been our top priority. So the city continues to remain fully open. The city and county on April 21st added one more recent health order for additional layers of protection. So which is masking is required in all public transit within LA County and in LA County indoor transportation hubs. So this includes the Los Angeles airport as well. So masks are still required in some settings and strongly recommended in others. So we have our website where all the latest updated protocols for LA are mentioned. So I would recommend you to advise your clients on the latest protocols whenever they're traveling. And these are some of our social media handles to keep you updated on what's happening. So do follow the Facebook page. We have a B2B Facebook page as well. So that's LA Tourism Travel Trade. And the other social media handles. With regards to travel trade resources, Los Angeles online training program consists of 3 easy modules that take only 30 minutes. So I'm stressing on the 30 minutes. That's not a very exhaustive program. It's 3 very easy modules. It'll just enhance your knowledge on Los Angeles and help you sell the city much better. We have a dedicated Facebook page. As I said, I asked that you follow the latest updates on hotels openings. You can even sign up for our quarterly newsletters. We have a general travel trade and luxury newsletters. So to get more information and updates, please subscribe for that. And on our trade page of our website, we have again the trade toolkit. So you can have brochures, maps, fact sheets, image galleries. So all that and much more is available. And before I sign off, I would like to inform you that LA Tourism is participating at Sateh 2022, which is happening next month. So if any of you are visiting and would like to say hello or have learn more about Los Angeles, please do visit our booth, which is B07. And on that, signing off, enjoy the video that we have on our comeback story. Sheldon?
Los Angeles is a movie. The lighting is perfect. Soundtrack. It's just right. Costumes are incredible. The sets are amazing. Everyone's here, ready for the next scene. LA is a movie. It's a musical.
Es un musical.
It's a comedy.
It's a romance.
It's a sci-fi movie.
It's an action movie.
It's a comeback story.
It's a comeback story.
It's a comeback story.
It's a comeback story.
It's a comeback story. Un regreso.
It's a comeback story.
Nah, hold up. It's your comeback story.
Thank you very much. That was Seema Kadam. I'd now like to invite our next presenter, Jessica Mitchell Remington, the Director of Travel Industry Marketing at the Arizona Office of Tourism. The Arizona Office of Tourism serves as the research and marketing resource for the Arizona tourism industry and media representatives. Arizona Office of Tourism also offers travel services, including complete travel information on Arizona destinations, connections to lodging, suppliers, and attractions. Also, itinerary suggestions and planning assistance. It's over to you, Jessica.
Hello from sunny Arizona. Thank you for the opportunity to join you today. My name is Jessica Remington, and I am the Director of Travel Industry Marketing for the Arizona Office of Tourism. But before we begin, I'm pleased to share that the state of Arizona has no testing and/or vaccination requirements for its residents and domestic and international visitors. Federal travel requirements for foreign nationals still apply, so please visit ustravel.org for more updates. Now let's get started. For those of you who may not know, Arizona is in the Southwest United States. There's daily nonstop air service on various air carriers from multiple gateway cities, a few noted above, to Phoenix Sky Harbor International Airport. And driving to Arizona is also convenient as well. As you can see, it's only about 4.5 hours from Las Vegas and about 6 hours from Los Angeles. Arizona is also divided into 5 regions, which are noted here on the right, and that will definitely come into play later throughout our presentation. So today I thought it would be fun if we highlighted some of our popular self-drive itineraries. So let's dive in and begin with some road trip ideas and start with northern Arizona canyons. So from Phoenix, Oak Creek Canyon is about a 2-hour drive in Sedona. Oak Creek Canyon is about a 14-mile drive along Route 89A between Sedona and Flagstaff. And Slide Rock's also part of the Oak Creek Canyon and a popular stop for a quick swim. If you continue north about 48 minutes, you'll find Walnut Canyon National Monument in Flagstaff, Arizona. So hundreds of years ago, this canyon was home to the Sinagua Indians, who built more than 300 small cliff rooms in the recesses of the canyon's limestone walls. The canyon has paved trails where you can walk among the cliff dwellings and pueblos. About an hour and 20 minutes north of Flagstaff is the Grand Canyon National Park. The Grand Canyon National Park is located at the South Rim in Tucson, Arizona, and you can experience the Grand Canyon by Pink Jeep or Buck Wild Hummer tours, or even take a helicopter tour with Maverick Helicopters or Papillon, or even air tour with West Wind Scenic Tours. There's various hiking trails throughout the canyon for all levels. And finally, there's Antelope Canyon, which is about 1 hour and 50 minutes north of Grand Canyon National Park. Reservations in advance are required to explore both the upper and lower Antelope Canyons, so keep that in mind. There's also other notable slot canyons in the area that offer tours such as Canyon X, Secret Canyon, Vermilion Cliffs White Pocket, and Buckskin Gulch. And here's a brief overview and drive times of this suggested itinerary. Route 66 is a very popular road trip, and what better place to experience the Mother Road than in Arizona? Arizona has the longest stretch of this historic highway still in use today. And Route 66 length in Arizona is 388 miles, which is the second longest after New Mexico. So for this, let's work our way from east to west, and we'll start in Winslow. Winslow is home to the Standing on the Corner Park, which is a public park commemorating the song Take It Easy, which was most famously recorded by the Eagles. Continuing west, you'll run into Flagstaff, which is at 7,000 feet elevation and is known as Arizona's Winter Wonderland. It's located in the world's largest contiguous ponderosa pine forest. And in Flagstaff, you'll find 13 miles of preserved stretch of Route 66. And downtown also offers Route 66 walking tours as well. Moving on, you'll run into Williams, Arizona. And Williams was the last Route 66 town to be bypassed by the I-40 from the Grand Canyon. And Williams is a popular tourist spot also, and it's home to the Grand Canyon Railway. Seligman's about 42 minutes from Williams, and it's also the birthplace of the snow cap, which is cherished by tourists for the antics pulled on them while they try to order food and drinks. Seligman to Kingman is the longest original stretch of Route 66 still in use today. And right in the middle of this stretch is a town known as Peach Springs. While visiting Peach Springs, you'll have to check out the Grand Canyon Caverns, which is a natural limestone cavern 210 feet underground, and it's the largest dry cavern in the United States. Another popular stop between Peach Springs and Kingman is the Hackberry General Store. And the General Store has evolved into a museum of old Route 66 momentums and it's also been called the Mother Lode of Mother Road memorabilia. Arizona's Route 66 Museum is located in Kingman's historic powerhouse and depicts the historic evolution of travel along the 35th parallel that became Route 66. About 20 miles west of Kingman, stop for a picture at Cool Springs, a former gas station and ice cream shop made popular during Route 66 heyday. The site is now a memorabilia and gift shop. You can continue your journey west through the Black Mountains, bending and turning until you reach Sitgreaves Pass, which sits at an elevation of over 3,500 feet. From here, you can see 4 states, California, Nevada, Utah, and of course, Arizona. Just west of Sitgreaves Pass is Oatman, a former mining town in the Black Mountains of Mojave Country. Oatman was all but abandoned by the 1960s after the gold mines closed in the 1940s and Route 66 in 1953. Enjoy the majestic scenery, experience live gunfights, costume dancers, and be greeted by the friendly wild burros. Yes, there's wild burros. So here's a map and overview of the suggested Route 66 itinerary. Continuing southeast, you'll run into Cochise County. This first recommended stop is in Benson, Arizona, home of the Horseshoe Cafe. Founded in 1936, this place is rich in history, and they've been featured in movies and have the longest continuous neon sign inside. About 40 or so minutes south is Sierra Vista, which is the hummingbird capital of the United States. This city is incredible for bird watching, and it's also home to Ramsey Canyon. This world-renowned canyon is owned by the Nature Conservancy and is home to diverse plant and animal life. Douglas is about an hour southeast of Sierra Vista and home to the Slaughter Ranch Museum and Gadsden Hotel. Located 15 miles east of Douglas, Slaughterhouse Ranch is the historic home of John Slaughter, who was a famous cowboy and lawman in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. And also, he was one of the most feared lawmen of the Old West, credited with the demise of more than a dozen outlaws. Disney later produced a mini-series detailing his legacy, and Slaughterhouse Ranch is now open to visitors. The Gadsden Hotel, which opened in 1907, is an ode to Southwestern decor and the prominent colors of the desert. The Gadsden Hotel is truly a national treasure. About half an hour northwest of Douglas is the town of Bisbee. The community was founded in 1880 and quickly became a thriving urban center, driven by a booming mining industry that thrived on the area's rich reserves of copper and precious metals. Here you can check out the Queen Mine Tour, one of the oldest copper mines in Arizona. The tour guides, who are former miners, show how turn-of-the-century mines were operated. And about 25 minutes north of Bisbee is the famous Tombstone, aka the town too tough to die, where Doc Holliday and Wyatt Earp hung out. Tombstone features the famous OK Corral, Boot Hill Cemetery, Crystal Palace Saloon, and much more. Visit Tombstone's site of the West's most notorious shootout at the OK Corral between the Earps and the Clantons. If you're looking to quench your thirst, head about an hour north to Wilcox, one of 3 wine regions in Arizona. Over 75% of the vineyards producing wine in the state of Arizona are located in this region. And here's a brief overview of drive times and distances for this suggested itinerary. And all of these itineraries highlighted today and more, including our multi-state itineraries with our neighboring states, can be found on our microsite, which is noted on the last slide. But before we conclude, I wanted to leave you with this inspirational video.
It's time to remember what it feels like to roam, to explore. It's time to rediscover adventure again, to rediscover horizons and shorelines, balance and form, and to rediscover twinkling. But most of all, it's time to rediscover each other, rediscover Arizona.
So I just wanted to highlight a few new key properties coming to the state of Arizona in the near future. The first one is High Country Motor Lodge in Flagstaff, and it's a modern mountain retreat which will blend iconic 1960s retro elements with a contemporary lodge aesthetic to create an elevated yet casual experience along Flagstaff's historic Route 66. And this recently just opened last month. We also have the Ambiente Hotel in Sedona, which will be the first landscape hotel in the United States. The Ritz-Carlton Paradise Valley is scheduled to open late 2022. And finally, we have Caesars Republic in Scottsdale, which is the first non-gaming hotel in the United States, and that's slated to open in 2024. So for any additional COVID updates, more information on Visit Arizona, or even our travel trade resources, please visit any of these websites. And thank you again for your time. And here's my email below. If you ever have any questions or inquiries, please don't be a stranger and reach out. And this concludes my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was Jessica Mitchell Remington. I would now like to move on to our next presenter for today. Her name is Maria Manzella. She's the Director of Tourism for New Orleans and Company. New Orleans is a vibrant city and the birthplace of jazz music, like you all know, the cocktail and the Creole cuisine as well. Offering a unique combination of city life, historical significance, outdoor activities, and festival fun, New Orleans has the recipe to captivate everyone. It's over to you now, Maria.
Hello, everyone. I am Maria Manzella, Director of Tourism for New Orleans and Company. A big thank you to all of you joining us today and for your support of New Orleans. And thank you to Brand USA for allowing us to spend some time with you today. Say hello again. We're very excited to have you here. We are one of the most celebrated and iconic cities in the United States and host global meetings and conventions, leisure visitors, major cultural events, and sporting events. New Orleans welcomes travelers and countless corporations each year with joy. Our cultural authenticity and joy for life result in great meetings and memorable travel experiences in New Orleans. Some of our most recent accolades: number 5 best cities in the South by Southern Living magazine, one of the best summer travel destinations by Wallet Hub in May of 2021, and Silver Award by Best Travel Advisor Support by Travel Weekly on the Travi Awards in November 2021. We are approximately 60 miles from the Gulf of Mexico. Here we are on the delta of the Mississippi River with easy connections to many of the gateways in the country. New Orleans is accessible by plane with direct flights from the major gateways in the United States. Our updates as of March 21 of this year, we are no longer requiring mask or face coverings. Mask requirements will only continue where federally mandated, such as public transportation and healthcare. Our residents and visitors will no longer be required to provide proof of vaccination or a recent negative test to enter bars, restaurants, event spaces, and other businesses previously required. So we are known as the birthplace of jazz. So I'm going to play a short video for you with the jazz tune to enjoy and start the presentation. Known as the birthplace of jazz, but also known for a variety of food and cuisine from all over the world. This video just showed just a glimpse of what New Orleans is all about. Easygoing, where you can stroll at your leisure. And this is one of our best selling points, our top selling points, is that we are small in size and it's very easy to get around. Most major attractions are found in the downtown area, as you see on this map. For those attending meetings and conventions, the convention center is in the Warehouse District along the river, just around here. Most famous neighborhood, of course, in New Orleans is the French Quarter, which is right here, Bourbon Street. You'll find Bourbon Street. And the French Quarter is the same 13 by 7 block neighborhood as it was laid out in 1722. Known for the nightlife that you can enjoy here, but also here's where you will find Jackson Square, the riverboat cruises, Bourbon Street, fun nightlife, old world architecture, and fabulous restaurants, old and new restaurants. Each neighborhood is different, from Bohemian, right here in the Bywater, Marigny neighborhood, to party nightlife in the French Quarter, to a more relaxed vibe in the Garden District along Magazine Street and St. Charles Street. We celebrate year-round. We have a list of festivals every month. Most festivals are free of admission and take place in the downtown area, which means that the traveler can walk right into the celebration. We are built to host. Every year we celebrate our Mardi Gras, our carnival season. The Jazz and Heritage Festival attracts thousands of visitors each spring. And the Crescent City Classic, also in the spring, is a 10K marathon, attracts visitors from all over the world. We're also host to cultural events. This year we have the Queen Nefertari exhibit on display at the New Orleans Museum of Art until July, and host to sporting events such as the Men's Final Four, which just finished at the end of March this year. We also have the Saints football team playing with the NFL schedule beginning in September, and the Pelicans NBA team. As for our new hotel product, we do have hotel product for all the budgets, major hotel brands to independent hotels. Some of this new hotel product opened in the last 18 months. Most recently, the Virgin Hotels with 225 rooms, with their Commons Club, which is a brand's flagship lounge, a rooftop pool and lounge, also a gym and dedicated meeting space. The Four Seasons Hotel is 340 rooms, 81 luxury condominiums, roof deck, and 2 restaurants, meeting space, spa, and a fitness center. The Kimpton Hotel, which is a boutique hotel just outside of the French Quarter, and the Chloe Hotel is a boutique hotel with 13 rooms, really exclusive and private, with a restaurant and patio courtyard along St. Charles Avenue. We also have smaller hotel brands under Indigo, Canopy, and Curio Hotel. For new attractions, we have here View Orleans, located in the Four Seasons Hotel. It's a great attraction on the 33 and 34th floor with observation deck. It's one of the latest attractions at the foot of canal on the river. Zip NOLA is a circuit of 5 separate zip lines over the swamps, about 30 minutes away from the downtown area. They can accommodate groups, student groups, team building activities as well. And there are attractions, of course, in New Orleans that our visitors enjoy for the quintessential experience in the city. But we have had some updates to our attractions in the last 18 months that soon will be just as iconic. The riverboat, 2 riverboats on the river to enjoy jazz dinner and lunch. We also have art with Jam Nola and the expansion of City Park. And we also have the Sazerac House, which is an ode to our cocktail history and culture. New Orleans is known for fun nightlife options, but the city welcomes visitors of all ages. There are options for tours and outdoor activities for families as well as teenager and young adults. And we have listed a few activities here, but we also have the Mid-City Lanes Rock and Bowl where you can enjoy some food, live music and bowling, the Audubon Nature Institute Zoo and Aquarium. The French Market, in existence since 1791, offers arts, crafts, and local produce and local food vendors. Mardi Gras World, which is the largest warehouse in this city, housing parade floats, where you can watch artists working on future carnival designs while you tour the facility. City Park, as I mentioned, has activities for the whole family, an amusement park, the Museum of Art, a children's museum, the sculpture garden, mini golf, kayaking, boat, bike rentals, and also available are the golf courses and tennis courts. More to explore in and around New Orleans with swamp tours, outdoor activities, and the historic estate tours along the Mississippi River. In town, we have shopping with a tax refund program throughout the state of Louisiana. Also named one of the most romantic cities in the United States. We have romantic spots, party spots for bachelor and bachelorette getaways, honeymoon and anniversary celebrations. So when you are looking for a fun city where you can relax, enjoy with the family, enjoy the history, food, and let you go of your cares, New Orleans is the place. And last but not least, I want to mention the many resources we have available on our webpage for tour planning. We've created a virtual tour that guides you through a stay and attractions in New Orleans. And we have planning itineraries based on clients' interests, whether they are looking for a girls' getaway, interested in history, or for the foodies that you have as clients. We have some inspirations on our website. Also, tool planning for you as a travel professional. Certification courses on our website. I encourage you to go through them at your leisure. They are available year-round for you to get familiar with the city. We also offer the VIP pass to the travel professional with offers from our members for you to enjoy when you are visiting New Orleans. You can register online prior to your arrival. You can find all this information on neworleans.com. We are here to support you and are pleased to share these tools for you with you. Don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions. If we can help you with anything. The important message to convey here is wear comfortable shoes to explore, venture out to the different neighborhoods in the city, and have fun. Thank you and stay well.
Big thank you to Maria for presenting the city of New Orleans. We are now going to move on to the final presentation for the day. And we have Rishikesh Kulkarni, who's going to tell us more about the countryside of Philadelphia on the West Coast, which is very conveniently located between New York City and Washington, D.C. Over to Rishikesh.
Thank you so much, Bhavika. And before we start off with the countryside of Philadelphia, I would like to show everyone a video of our destination. So, welcome to the countryside of Philadelphia. So, talking about the COVID-19 protocol, the current transmission and the case rates are very low. Bhavika has already spoken about the current guidelines given by the CDC. So, masks are no more mandatory, but it's best to carry a mask with you just in case if you feel like you want to wear it. Now, the countryside of Philadelphia is conveniently located on the east coast between New York City and Washington, D.C., and just few minutes from Philadelphia, close to the Philadelphia International Airport, and it's very easily accessible by the rail and all major roadways. The countryside of Philadelphia is a great addition to any of your East Coast itineraries. With over 30 gardens in the region, the countryside of Philadelphia is also known as America's garden capital. The largest one is Longwood Garden, which is also the largest display garden in the United States. Situated on 1,100 acres, indoor-outdoor gardens are open every day of the year, and there is always something in the bloom. Now, what's new in the Longwood? Longwood Gardens reimagined with stunning new buildings, wondrous new indoor and outdoor gardens, surprising new guest experiences, and there is much more awaited for the guest. Expanding the grounds, connecting them from the east to the west in beautiful unified journey of lush formal gardens to open meadows to winding paths. It's everything in the Longwood Gardens. Now talking about the Valley Forge National Historical Park. This site of encampment of Washington and his troops during the winter of the Revolutionary War. The park features 3,500 acres of monuments, meadows, and woodlands commemorating the sacrifices, perseverance of the Revolutionary War generation and honoring the people of Philadelphia to pull together and overcome adversity during extraordinary times. Now, one of the US national parks with walking and biking trails, you can rent a bike or take a guided trolley ride to hear all about the history of the park. What's new in this park? So over here, there is an opening of a museum exhibition. The park welcomes 2 million visitors annually. The most significant change is a brand new museum exhibition telling the history in between the year 1777 to 1778 of the winter encampment and how the citizens of Philadelphia worked to preserve the Valley Forge in the following decades. Now I'll be showing you about the new hotel updates. So former ironworks site is now transformed into new residence in Bella Cynwyd. Located near the Bella Cynwyd Business District, St. Joseph University, and also the Philadelphia Zoo, the hotel is perfectly suited for all the business or leisure travel. Each suite offers a full kitchen and complimentary grocery delivery service, which will keep your fridge fully stacked. If you prefer dining out, the hotel offers 2 on-site dining options, featuring a riverside cafe and a rooftop restaurant with top chef winner Nick Elmy. The second hotel is the Element King of Prussia, an extended stay Marriott hotel. The hotel is welcoming environmentally conscious travelers. The Element Hotel helps you feel connected, alive, and balanced while you are away for a night, a weekend, or an extended stay. The hotel is just minutes from the popular King of Prussia Mall and Valley Forge National Historical Park. It is also convenient to travel to Villanova University and downtown Philadelphia's many historical sites. Now, coming to the end of the presentation, our online toolkit countrysidephl.com has been enhanced to easily find suggested itineraries, images and videos, and press story ideas. The new site is easy to navigate to find exact what is needed to assist with all your planning needs. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you so much, Rishikesh, for that insightful presentation on the countryside of Philadelphia. So this brings us to the end of today's webinar. We hope you got some really new insights into LA, Arizona, New Orleans, as well as the countryside of Philadelphia. We have been answering your questions throughout the webinar, but in case there are any questions, feel free to put them into the chat box. Any questions if missed out will be responded to post the webinar by email. Once again, thank you so much everyone for attending today, and a big thank you to our presenters who are joining us as well. It was really wonderful reconnecting with all of you and sharing insights on these new destinations. If there are any questions, feel free to put them onto the chat box.
I think we've answered most of the questions, but yes, there is a question coming in from Basant Kumar right now. Can you please type your question into the Q&A tab, please?
So I think most of the questions have already been answered.
There's a question that's just come in, Bhavika, from Prashant Rao.
Right, so going back to the slide. So the United States are expected to process about 800,000 visa applications just in 2022 with 50% of normal staffing. So compared to pre-pandemic, we used to process about 1.2 million visas every year with double the staffing. So they are getting back on track. There is a lot of backlog. The embassy as well as the consulates are working overtime to process, the applications that have been put in. And if any of you would have done the Dropbox visas, they come in as quick as 3 to 5 days once you submit the Dropbox. If you've done the premium processing, they come right to your doorstep. So it is work in progress, and there will be updates. So please do follow the embassy and the consulate social pages on Instagram. That's where they send out most of their updates.
So Bhavika, the question from Basant Kumar is, we would like to know that before COVID, there used to be an online seminar along with a certificate. When can we expect the same?
We are not doing certifications for the webinars. However, if you log into our USA Discovery program, which is our online training program, you do get a badge at the end of it. We have about 64 badges which are live at this point, and that certifies you as a specialist for that region. And as a matter of fact, we have badges for Los Angeles, Arizona, New Orleans, as well as Philadelphia. So we really encourage you to take those. They're great to kind of put up on your company website as well as your email signature.
Would you like to take the last question as well, Bhavika, from Sujana Kumar?
And 24 hours prior is exactly 34 hours, or?
No, is the first part of the question is just above that. Is traveling to the USA, the booster vaccination question.
So currently there is no requirement for a booster. As long as you have taken your second dose of the Covishield or the Covaxin, you are considered fully vaccinated 14 days or 2 weeks post-travel. So there is no booster requirement for travel to the United States.
There's two more questions that have come in actually.
We can respond back to them on email, Sheldon. I think we can.
Yeah, I think that's what we can do. I mean,
yes,
they can keep the questions for coming in, and we will answer each of you via email personally. So I'll just do a roundup. Thank you again. Thank you everyone for being here, taking the time off. We know that the travel season has started and it's busy for all of you all, but thank you for attending in large numbers, and we'll see you soon at our next webinar. Bhavika will keep you informed about that.
Sheldon, I'd just like to add something about the USA visas.
Sure.
The only way to get it is online. There is nobody that can help or assist because the entire process from start to end is all online. So we really encourage you to keep checking the website for dates, as well as for other FAQs, as well as procedures, etc. They're all available on the US Embassy as well as the US Consulate websites. So it's all online, and they do have a support ID as well. So you can write into them for any information that you may need. So thank you once again for joining us today, and we will see you soon. You have a good evening.